The way games are monetized are drastically different than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, you used to go to the local GameStop or EB Games, buy a game, pay full price, but you would get a complete package. There was no cosmetics, there was no day one patches, you got it and that was it. Those days are basically behind us now. The days of loot boxes, microtransactions, and battle passes are the new norm. In today's world, when a game launches without having microtransactions or will include no microtransactions are actually part of the marketing to sell the game. An example of this was in 2018 when Cory Barlog confirmed that God of War would have no microtransaction, and that was met with so much praise and so many articles ran about it that you would think that they just showed a live unicorn and everyone was reacting to it. That is how rare this has become in the gaming world. Now, of course, there are some decent examples of games that have microtransactions. There's some decent examples of free-to-play games, but not every game is like that. There are tons of games that are preying upon people and really trying to sink their teeth into your wallet. So the game that we're going to take a look at in today's video is one such game. This game could have you spend $100,000 to dump into your character, and the game doesn't really cap how much you could spend. You could spend an absurd amount of money to improve your character's power level, and unfortunately this is what the game really pushes the players to do. And of course, the game we're going to be looking at is none other than Diablo Immortal. What is up, guys? It's Flexin85, and we're going to take a look at what happens when someone actually spends $100,000 on a free-to-play game and becomes so powerful that they are no longer able to queue up in the game's Battlegrounds, because no other character is even close to this person's power level. So for those that don't know, Diablo Immortal Battlegrounds queue system works in a way that it pits players against other players of similar experience, character level, and equipment levels. And they duke it out in 8v8 combat. The system works in that one of the teams is the attackers and one of the teams is the defenders. So to win as the attackers, you have objectives that you must complete, and to win as the defenders, you have to kill 80 attackers before they complete their objective. So that sounds actually pretty simple. But what happens if you have a player so powerful that they're unable to find a match because no one on the server comes close to their power level? Well, this creates a problem. Since Blizzard has no cap on how much money you could spend on your character, and since most people are not dumping thousands of dollars into this game, if someone goes that route, they're going to drastically outpace the community and put themselves in a position where they no longer have any competition. So there's a content creator by the name Jtisallbusiness that has put $100,000 into Diablo Immortal. And because of this, their character is so powerful, they rank so high on the leaderboards that they basically have no competition. And this creates a problem because as a paying customer, if I were to put $100,000 into something, I would expect it to work as it has been, if not better. And the fact that he's locked out of content now because no one else on the server comes close to his character's item level, it basically, he's paid to cut content from the game. And Blizzard should have had the foresight to realize this was going to be a problem. Either they needed to put a cap on how much money you could spend to improve your character, or they should have made it more realistic for free-to-play characters to have a catch-up system. And unfortunately, they didn't do that. They were only focused on trying to get as much money from the people that were willing to dump in the big bucks into this game. So he's been locked out for a while. He's been trying to get in contact with Blizzard. He was unable to do so for quite a while, which is absurd. I mean, if you're dropping $100,000, and Blizzard's a major company the fact that people cannot get through to them over stuff like this is kind of concerning. Their customer service, where are they? They're not existent. There's no one on their forums hardly ever. Their community manager is not present in any of the Diablo games. You getting a message to them or from them is literally one of the worst companies in the gaming world to have communication with. It's atrocious. So finally, after I think a month and a half, some crazy amount of time, Blizzard has finally got in contact with this content creator, and they're working on a fix so he could enter Battlegrounds again. I do want to point out one of the major reasons this happened is because it blew up on social media. If this just would have been a regular person who's not a content creator, just some rich dude, he may have never had this fixed. And if they didn't have a presence on social media, they might have dropped $100,000 and have been totally screwed, or had to wait such a long period of time for people to catch up to them. The whole system is just a joke. So Blizzard is obviously going to try to correct this issue because this dude is dropping major bucks on this game and they don't want to lose his business. But here's the problem. There's only two solutions I could think of to correct this issue. And one of the two is they either put him in Battlegrounds with weaker characters, or he's just going to steamroll the match, which would be not fun for the other 15 people in the game, because the other team would just die as soon as he enters the screen, but then his own teammates, they're not going to get any kills, they're not going to be able to do anything, so everyone's just going to be sitting there waiting for the match to end, which ruins the experience for the 15 other players, like I said. The other solution would be to level back his character a little bit. The problem with that is he didn't spend this money to have his character de-leveled. Like, he dropped the money for the power, and Blizzard made the system so he could do so. He didn't cheat, he played by their rules and just put a ton of money into it. So if you do that, then what's the point of dropping money on the game? And it's going to send a message to other players, only drop a little bit of money on, because Blizzard could just roll back your character, and this is real life money. This isn't like, oh, you wasted an hour or a league restart like in Path of Exile. This is you dropped $1,000 and now you're back to like you dropped 100. It's ridiculous. So they've put themselves in a position where I don't see an easy fix to this. And I guess you could say like, hey, he's gonna enter the match. The other 15 players will suck it up, but they'll just queue up and re-enter the match. The problem with this is Blizzard, for some dumbass reason, has time-gated Battlegrounds. So in Diablo Immortal, from my understanding, in Battlegrounds is only available at certain times during the day. So if you go later, they might not be running. It's not like World of Warcraft. It's literally like set hours where you could do the Battlegrounds. And I don't know why they did this, because if you work full time or you have responsibilities, you may have set hours you could play. And if they don't line up with the Battleground times, you're not gonna be able to enter the match. Or you might be able to have one day off of work where you can go and play, and if you end up in a match with this dude, that could be your whole week of you just got steamrolled, or you were in a match where you sat there because someone killed everyone else so fast that you're gonna want to quit the game. I can't believe Blizzard has made this system bad on so many levels, and I can't believe they've time-gated Battlegrounds. That is ridiculous. Alright guys, ending the video here. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. It does go a long way to help the channel, and I would truly appreciate it. Also, drop a comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts. If you were Blizzard, how would you correct this problem? Personally, I don't see a very good solution for this. I think they've pinned themselves in a corner, and no matter what, someone's going to be upset. Or drop a comment and just let me know what you think of Diablo Immortal in general. Do you think it's complete pay-to-win trash? Or do you think it's fun for the average person, and there's just rare cases where someone has put so much money in that they've kind of broken the game? But I will catch you guys next time.